Our top story this morning, more details are coming to light about sexual misconduct allegations against fired NBC News anchor Matt Lauer. According to a Variety expose, Lauer once exposed himself to a colleague and gave a sex toy to another. NBC fired Lauer Wednesday after receiving a detailed complaint from a female employee about inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace. Well, after scheduling a scheduling software glitch at American Airlines, the airline is scrambling to find pilots for thousands of flights over the upcoming holidays. CBS's Hinadoba has more.
Attention American Airlines passengers, while you're trying to get home for Christmas, there's a good chance your pilot may also be home for the holidays. The nation's largest carrier says a software glitch with their scheduling system has allowed too many pilots to take vacation during one of the busiest travel times of the year. The airlines union says right now so many pilots are scheduled off. More than 15,000 flights between December 17th and the 31st are at risk of being canceled.
We don't want the story of the Grinch that stole Christmas at American Airlines.
American Airlines says to solve the problem, they will use reserve pilots. They're also offering time and a half to pilots willing to pick up certain routes. But some travelers are getting nervous.
It's super stressful. I mean, when your flight plans don't work out, you're kind of left stranded.
In a statement, American Airlines told CBS News, "We are working diligently to address the issue and expect to avoid cancellations this holiday season." Anadoba, CBS News.
Industry analysts believe American will fix this, and right now your best bet may be to pack your patience. Now we take you to the University of Montana campus, where some reports indicate Bobby Hauck is back. The former Montana Grizzlies football coach could be returning as the program's 37th head coach. Skyline Sports broke the news last night, confirming the information through 8 independent sources. Although the university has yet to confirm the news and denies a final decision has been made. This would be Hauck's second time as the Grizz head coach. He left Montana in 2010 to become the head coach at UNLV. The university is looking to replace Bob Stitt, who will not have his contract renewed after 3 years. Here in Billings, the city should have a new administrator by the end of the week. Interviews for the job begin this morning and selection is set for tomorrow. The 4 candidates include 3 current city managers. They are Greg Doyen of Great Falls, Ron Ailes of Helena, and David Frazier of Boulder City, Nevada. Kevin Smith, a general manager of the Truckee Airport District near Truckee, California, will also interview for the position. Interviews will take place at the Northern Hotel. The public is also welcome to attend the selection on Friday at the Billings Public Library's community room at 8 a.m. Continuing our coverage, the Montana State Fund will withdraw its lawsuit against the state over a $30 million charge on the fund's investment holdings. The fund's board of directors voted 5-2 on Wednesday afternoon to pull out of the lawsuit. During this month's special legislative session, lawmakers approved a temporary management fee on some state funds and investments as a way to help fill Montana's budget shortfall. But the fund's president argued state fund money cannot be transferred for other purposes. During Wednesday's meeting, a number of business owners called on the board to continue its lawsuit. They argued allowing this would encourage the legislature to take more money out of the fund in the future. But board members who supported ending the suit said moving forward with it would have been risky. Meanwhile, debate is underway on the floor of the U.S. Senate as the GOP tax reform bill makes its way through Capitol Hill. In a 52-48 vote, the tax bill passed another procedural vote on Wednesday, paving the way for a final vote perhaps by week's end. Montana Senator Steve Daines made news when he announced he will support the GOP bill after all. For the past 2 days, the state's junior senator said he could not vote for the bill because it didn't do enough for Main Street. But Daines' position changed on Wednesday when some $60 billion worth of tax cuts for Main Street businesses were added to the bill. Daines believes these latest changes will help small business where a majority of Montana jobs are created. Daines says, quote, "These Main Street businesses will be able to provide more jobs and higher wages in Montana and across the country." Montana Democrats were quick to criticize Daines. Party Chairman Nancy Keenan says Daines has a, quote, "unlimited capacity to stand with corporations and the super rich over helping working Montanans." And one of the more controversial provisions in the Senate bill is a repeal of Obamacare's individual mandate. Wyoming Senator John Barrasso took to the Senate floor Wednesday and urged his colleagues to do away with the Obamacare penalty tax for those who cannot afford insurance.
Families ought to be able to make decisions about what they want to buy and what works for them, not the government. Well, and I believe if people don't want to buy the Obamacare insurance, they shouldn't have to pay a tax penalty to the IRS.
Senator Barrasso says the insurance mandate tax was supposed to keep premiums from rising, but in fact, the opposite has occurred. On to court news. The dying words of a Crow Agency woman who was beaten, strangled, and burned alive will be used against her alleged killer at his trial on Monday. 19-year-old DeMarzio Sanchez will be tried in U.S. District Court in Billings on one count of first-degree murder. He's accused in the torturous murder of Roy Lynn Rideshorse, who died in June of 2016. Typically, testimony about what another person said is considered hearsay and is inadmissible in court, but prosecutors plan to use a rule that allows a person's dying declarations to be presented. In the 2 months Rideshorse was hospitalized before her death, she apparently gave investigators the description of her attacker and a timeline of events. The jury instructions filed on Tuesday indicate jurors also have the option to convict Sanchez of second-degree murder instead. In other news, today is the last day of the 2017 hurricane season. For many, it couldn't end soon enough. CBS's Courtney Zabowski takes a look back at 6 stormy months.
We had to take the floors out.
2017 was the most expensive hurricane season on record, and no one knows that better than Houston resident Emilio Gutierrez.
I'm broke.
Gutierrez, like millions of other hurricane victims across the country, was displaced both physically and emotionally.
This is a nightmare that came true for me.
A nightmare of a season that brought 17 named storms, 10 of them hurricanes. For the first time ever, 3 reached Category 4 status: Harvey in Texas, Irma in Florida, and Maria in Puerto Rico. The reported death toll from 2017's Atlantic storms now stands at 438, although the actual number may be higher. And according to research scientists Mark Johnson and Chuck Watson, the storms that came ashore this past season cost more than $200 billion. That includes at least $32 billion in damages from Maria, $60 billion from Hurricane Irma, and $114 billion from Harvey in Texas, where the mayor of Houston says federal dollars are in high demand.
In order not only to put us back where we were prior to Harvey, but to help to put us in a better place so that we're more resilient.
Because the 2018 season is just 6 months away.
They say it's a 500-year flood, but you never know.
And the fear is not knowing whether next year will be even worse. Courtney Zabowski, CBS News, Houston.
And the 2018 hurricane season will officially start on June 1st, but tropical storms have been known to form in the Atlantic as early as January.